learning so many things. A lot of things ain't really what they seem, but thankfully that's up around the corner. Gotta lay it down and move forward. May have to unlearn some things. I prayed to God for a renewing, and He gave it to me. Man, it's been a blessing, new we. So me and the fam making this track, making impact. All them old days, not going back. Man, that's a fact. Never mind that. We're here to bring you good vibes and let you know what time it is, so you can come get on this ride. Would have been a shame, but thank God for His grace. He reached down and saved me. Opened up my mind, leveled up these demons shaking. Now we ride together, yeah, in this thing forever. He said, let me show you how I come through. No limits, put me in the race, I'll get it. Take you to new heights, give you peace. I'm like, hey, let me ride this new wave. I'm on the, new wave. Man, I've been learning so many things. A lot of things ain't really what they seem, but thankfully that's up around the corner. Gotta lay it down and move forward. May have to unlearn some things. I prayed to God for a renewing, and He gave it to me. Man, it's been a blessing, new we. So me and the fam making this track, making impact. All them old days, not going back. Man, that's a fact. Never mind that. We're here to bring you good vibes and let you know what time it is, so you can come get on this ride. Would have been a shame, but thank God for His grace. He reached down and saved me. Opened up my mind, leveled up these demons shaking. Now we ride together, yeah, in this thing forever. He said, let me.
What it do, people? What it do? What it do? It's your boy Chaos. And it's just our opinion podcast, Sunday night's edition. Podcast live direct at the home front here in Hollandale, Mississippi. Yes, sir. We're going to rather Dark Prince to come on in. Kind of got a crazy start. So, laptop has shut down. No power. That ain't good. Look, we here, as you can see, got a pretty hectic topic tonight. Good is bad and bad is good. Why were our good leaders really assassinated?
I told Gideon I could make 20 bottles of my lotion, and I can't blow it because...
The hell? And hip hop turns 50 years old. It's amazing how hip hop, it got this old, but at the same time, have changed over the years, which is crazy to me anyway. But we're gonna get into that, momentarily. I really don't want to go and jump too many hurdles because I don't want to go over my rough head because he hasn't came in yet, but he's coming. I know he told me he was cooking on something to eat, so we should be in momentarily. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, even though the weekend is almost gone. Yeah, I didn't chilling like a villain the whole week since I've been here in the SIP. Really not even doing too much of nothing. But it's all good. Well, I'll just start it off this way. The first part of the topic, I said, the good is bad and bad is good. What I meant about that is, when you were young, you was always told, if you tell the truth, good things are happening to you. You're going to get a whooping. You're going to get on a punishment. You're going to get in trouble. But as you get older, you find out when you're doing something good, it's really a bad situation. But you was taught to do good. And it was like a remix of good being bad, bad being good. Because in our society, when things go good, for some reason or another, things start happening on a bad scale. And the reason why is because people that run this nation or call themselves running the world don't look at everything as look at good to be good. They look at it to be statistically bad. Without further ado, my brother Dark Prince is in the house. What's going on? What's happening, bro?
Shalom, folks. Shalom, family. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. We in the business. What did I miss, though?
Yeah. Oh no, I was just telling the topic tonight. The good is bad and bad is good. And why were our good leaders really assassinated? And hip hop has turned 50 years old now. So I was just pointing out the whole concept of the good is bad and bad is good.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, saying like, you were young, I don't tell you, you wouldn't have got a whooping if you told the truth, So your whole life you've been told to tell the truth, or you won't get a whooping, or you won't get on punishment, or nobody won't be mad at you, or whatever the case may be. But you find out when you tell the truth, when you get older, that's a bad thing. Because, just think about it. When the situation went down in 9/11, people was coming out really saying what happened that day. And a lot of folks lost their job. couldn't really lost their home, their family, even lost their life for telling the truth. And I try to place my line to understand why is it like that. Why is such a bad scenario to tell the truth when you was told that telling the truth was a good thing? And this relates to the whole concepts of why our good leaders like Dr. King, Medgar Evers, former President John F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, and his little brother, Robert Kennedy, were assassinated. These guys, they wasn't a threat to America as far as making threats on America. All they were doing was preaching the gospel, telling the truth on what they see and what was going on that was really on the negative side of the game in our society. But they were assassinated for doing that in different ways or another. So give me your opinion on good being bad and bad being good.
But as you know, I like doing research. I like finding out the origin on why I got started, why it's still going. Now, not to take nobody to church today, but from a scriptural standpoint, that was prophesied that evil's going to be good and they're going to call good evil. So, looking at a standpoint from that, it comes down to a control factor of the people. And as we know, it's the lies that's been kept America afloat for these last couple of centuries. Because they ain't great. There's nothing great about it. The opportunity was on for a select few. And for most of us, we still understand it's a struggle every day. Hell, we got Monday morning coming up tomorrow, and all of us got to go to work.
All right.
So we got a situation right now, whereas if you're in the high percentile, I come to find out that these people that's in these societies and whatnot, they don't follow the law. They are above the law. And once you become above the law, you start to do things the way you want to do it. Now, all of a sudden, when somebody says, well, no, law says we supposed to do this, here come the lies. Now, the lies are help push over the law and being above the law because you got things what people call lobbyists. Lobbyist people are those type of people that go to Washington. They have no affiliation with whatever, party, Democrat or Republican. But because they're jack rich, they talk to these politicians, tell them, I got $2 million right now. I can throw on this and such, but I need this to happen if y'all gonna do that and get this money. Well, that ain't the right way of doing things, and that's a lot, because we can't do it that way. But it's about power and control now. And the only thing that they can do, because truth is not gonna stand nowhere where people are getting over on folks and saying that that's the right way to do it. So lie has become the big, the new truth. You know it's true, people, because how many times have you been in relationships with people? And now all of a sudden, you already know they expect you to lie to them rather than tell them the truth. This thing that permeated the entire society, the entire globe, especially over here in the West. So it's just that time where people are being shown their true colors. The lies are being the truth because nobody has accountability about being responsible about their actions. So you continue to snowball a lie because you never want to fully face the consequences on things. It's easier to lie, but you have to continue to snowball that out. And when the situations get hot, as we know, with snow and ice, it's gonna melt. So right now, everybody doing their damnness. Everybody's doing their damnness to put, you know what I'm saying, their false narrative, their false character in front, saying this is who I am. When behind the scenes at night, folks can't sleep.
Yeah.
They up all morning. Their mind won't let them get no rest. And you aggravate. And you know you're living a lie.
Yeah.
But this is the planet we own. And I think, you know what I'm saying, coming down to it again, just to sum it all up, it's about control over people. You lie to them so I can have some type of advantage over you. Because if I tell you the truth about the matter, you may just leave or you may not stop dealing with me. That's my point of it. I'm going to lean back.
Yes, sir. Good point, bro. Good, very good point. Because a lot of people don't really know that there's a government that controls the government that we see with our eyes. It's just like the whole concept of the movie Wizard of Oz. When you walk, when Toto and Dorothy and the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, were walking down the lane, all they seen was all this crazy shit going on. But at the same time, who was running this crazy shit? They thought it was just what they seen was that was basically it. Until it took for a little bitty dog like Toto pulled back the curtain to show who was running the whole situation the whole time. And that movie was basically in reference to the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve is in control of our daily lives as far as us, the way we spend our money, how we spend our money, why we spend our money, and things of that nature. And it's basically a control tactics. That's the whole idea of that movie, The Wizard of Oz. It's all about being in control of the land that has this dollar reservation, Federal Reserve situation that's basically plugging our society on a daily basis. And like now, they were trying to do the Bitcoin thing. They were trying to do the cash out thing. And the Federal Reserve didn't have no part of that. And these guys that was controlling that are not here anymore. That's not a coincidence. They're not here anymore is because they're not down with the club. And when you're not down with the club, you got to go. Literally. You see, the thing is, they say, hey, we've been controlling these goddamn people almost going on 90, almost 100 years now. And you think we're going to sit up there and stop on the dime just because these idiots then came up with a new way of currency? Hell no. These motherfuckers got to go. You know what I'm saying? And the American people, we so gullible, we don't even understand what's really going on. We just think, well, that's just the way it is. No, that's not. Because that's just like when you were talking about earlier about praying for your enemy. You literally giving these folks the benefit of the doubt to do whatever the hell they want to you. And that's what's going on in our society today. They're literally taking over and telling you how you should live your life, how you should spend your money, how you supposed to do this, how you supposed to do that. And that don't even get no play in other countries, because other countries ain't going along with this shit. They'll tell you in a minute. We control our shit. Only thing we got is these motherfuckers to take care of the paperwork and do what they supposed to do, what we elect them to do. Other than that, they ain't running a motherfucking thing. But here in America, we scared of our government. And you know why? Because here's a clip. Let's see. I think this is JFK.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person. The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America.
Let's see. Hold on a second.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. Today, no war has been declared. And however fierce the struggle may be, it may never be declared in the traditional fashion. Our way of life is under attack. Those who make themselves our enemy are advancing around the globe. The survival of our friends is in danger. And yet no war has been declared. No borders have been crossed by marching troops. No missiles have been fired. But this is a time of peace and peril, which knows no precedent in history. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program. For from that scrutiny comes understanding. And from that understanding comes support or opposition. And both are necessary.
What you think, bro?
I think that's why they killed him.
Straight like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I told you about him addressing this whole thing about this shadow government, you know what I'm saying, on national television. But at that particular time, like I said, back then, this was 1962 or some shit like that. He clearly was addressing the nation of people that had TVs. A lot of people back in the days didn't have television sets. They had radios, and then some people didn't even have that. You know what I'm saying? Especially down here in the deep south. You know what I'm saying? They could barely afford where they live at. They couldn't really afford no electronic devices like that back in the days. And see, it wasn't like it was on the internet, like you got the internet today, where you can just put shit up there and everybody around the world see it. Now, just imagine if they had that type of technology back then, we wouldn't even have this conversation. John F. Kennedy probably still be alive. He'd probably be real old. He probably been died right about now. You know what? You know, he was still alive to see the point where he would have been a really older man to sit up there and say, you know, what these folk was doing, and it would have been in the history books, the real history books anyway, to determine what was really going on in their society back in the day. And so, you know, like I say though, well, he addressed the nation and told them, like, you know, we need to investigate this shadow government. And he never got a chance to get to it because they literally took him out of here because he was talking too much. And when you start talking too much and you poking what they could, well, you say poking the bear, oh yeah, you got to go. You got to go.
Yeah.
Because they consider you a threat. And even when that was going on, you know, you had Brother Malcolm, who wasn't trying to put the guy down. He was just saying how, you know, they not just killing us, they killing them too, killing their own people too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why he brought up the situation about the chickens. And they took it out of context and said that, you know, he was trying to be extra funny. And everybody was jumping all on Malcolm X saying what he said, but they really didn't understand the context of that. And they wasn't trying to understand it either because everybody was all in emotions at the same time.
Yeah.
You know. Because they wanted to see him dealt with anyway. But I got another video. I think this is on the video I was gonna play.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
Yeah, one thing you can say, I can say about Brother Malcolm, when he said that should ring a bell to every black man in America, for us to protect our black women, because they are the most target women on this planet. But see, at that particular time, when Brother Malcolm was saying what he was saying, black women knew their place and black women knew who they were back then versus how they are today. See, today they don't. It's a whole different get down. Where they're going to claim the title of the black women of yesterday, where it don't work that way. You can't mix vinegar and oil together because it don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Just because you look a certain way, you put on hair, hat, eyelashes, and makeup, don't mean that you're a queen. Because your attitude is all about stupidity and envy against the man that's trying to love you, and you trying to take it out, get mad at him, take it out on him because of something that you had to deal with in your previous relationship. That ain't worth a damn to me. For real, for real. What's that, Nicozo? Welcome, as always.
DT?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like you just said, I was thinking about that, that, we definitely, you know what I'm saying, are ready to protect, you know what I'm saying, the women on that. But this feminism put in their head that they independent, and it's done got ugly now that we can't protect them. They don't want us. We can't stand the fact that they don't. We don't want them. And they join a wedge between us right now. So we have to get back, you know what I'm saying, to loving each other. And my thing is not to bring up old news, though, we like to say, but the only unity I saw was last week in a long time. And my thing is, you know what I'm saying, I got a feeling, you know what I'm saying, that our people don't carry that type of momentum. They're going to let it fizzle out.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about things. So we as a whole, man, we got to start looking at each other individually. Everybody got to look at their own stuff individually. That's the only way this thing gonna get fixed. Straight like that.
Yeah. But that was the whole concept of me showing that clip it wasn't so much about that, but it was about the fact that Brother Malcolm was speaking on a lot of topics in that time that was consist of us doing certain things in our society. And he became a threat. Because you got to understand, black people back in the days was considered 3/5 of a unit as servants and bed wenches and all kind of shit that made the white man feel like he was untouchable. When Brother Malcolm came on the scene in 1952, 53, somewhere I don't know now, he literally changed the game in black society because he started talking the opposite of what Dr. King was talking.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was, Dr. King was talking nonviolence. Malcolm X wasn't talking nonviolence. But they took it as Malcolm X was trying to be violence, but that's the whole concept. That was just a excuse. Because he wasn't trying to talk non-violence. He wasn't trying to use violence. He said, we're not going to be violent. We're not going to be non-violent to people that's not being non-violent to us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they fuck with us, we're going to fuck with them. Dr. King was talking about loving your enemy, but the thing is, the reason why Dr. King was talking like that, because Dr. King was, a lot of people don't know, was paid under the table to talk like that. See, if you go back and listen to that I Had a Dream speech in 1963, he literally was telling you the things that they have been telling black folk for centuries. To love your enemy, respect them regardless of how they treat you, and tell God about it. And the reason why they say tell God about it, because the God that they want you to look at is a God that's this invisible sorcerer that don't exist in the eyes of humanity. Because they know if you do that, that means that you're not showing no kind of accountability or responsibility for your own actions to take action like you're supposed to. So Dr. King literally kept pushing that narrative and telling y'all that good shit, I had a dream. And that whole speech became so popular to when we was in school, they wanted you to recite the shit.
You know what?
But they didn't want you to recite. Mm-hmm.
I just thought about something. It just hit me. Mm-hmm. Let me share it with you and the people. Dr. King said he had a dream. I had a dream, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was. I have a dream. Keyword, dream. Mm-hmm. Now, for those of us that have the common sense, we know a black man needs to have a plan, not no damn dream. That was the first thing we should have picked up on. But we never did. A dream is just a dream. A plan is something that you put into action. A black man needs to have a plan. That's what puts things in action, not no damn dream. So we got bamboozled right there. Now here's the next kick. He joined AKA. Now hold on before we get started saying disrespectful to the brother. Now he is an elder. I do respect my elder, but I'm just calling out the new.
Yeah, you already know. But hey, it is what it is. So my fraternity brothers and sisters out there, sorority sisters out here. Hey, you got. Hey, it is what it is. Well, go ahead, bro.
But check it. Let me cook. Now check it. Not only was he in the Greek fraternity, black people. Let me understand what I just said. Black people then joined a Greek white fraternity, which is AKA. That's the first wrong damn thing to do, because it's not our culture. Second damn thing was, now they tell him your philosophy that you're going to talk about and your platform is going to be from an Indian perspective, Mahatma Gandhi. So you got a black man that's then joined up with a Greek society that's preaching an Indian philosophy. Ain't none of those got any damn thing to do with us as a people. That's how confusion was. But as my brother alluded to earlier, y'all go check the record. Because see, since he was in the fraternity in them people's thing, that's why the money came under the table. Now, the minute that two people, now let me tell you something, it's all good. As they say, once you join up these fraternities, these societies, whatever have you, it's all good. But then, once you decide to get a conscience and say, you know what, this math ain't adding up, now you got to go. And I'm going to leave back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Because see, the thing is, it was a big-ass Jedi mind trick for them to think that, to put the situation out there of that speech. And that's the reason why that speech got so much leverage when we was in school and throughout the time, because they knew that would keep the good time rolling as far as the brainwash. I have a dream. But they never wanted to put out this speech right here, which was the one that got him assassinated.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
In addition to that,
now
there was also a video clip of him
right there. Gave more goddamn leverage than that I Had a Dream.
Yeah, but let me pull up on the wave with you. There's another video clip where he was talking with the people earlier today before he did that night. And he was discussing them about how America's government had helped set the white man up financially with land grants, talent, and money. He said after that, we're going to go to Washington and get our check.
Yeah.
So here's a black man with a plan now. And it's a righteous plan because it's old. It's just due. It's been long overdue. So now the plan is in place. Now I can guarantee you, I ain't ran across the transcript yet, but I guarantee you after he had that little video and talked to him, he got phone calls after Yin and it wasn't good. Because the next time we talking, as you see in the clip, the next time he's talking, as you just saw in the clip, he was talking like a man that knew my time's up. Straight like that.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing. Everybody has a conscience. Regardless, if you try to be unconscious and play the tap dance part of the lifestyle that you want to play, trying to be on the man side and all that shit, thinking that everything gonna be hunky-dory and that you're gonna get more than what you think you're gonna get. Your conscience is done by nature. You can't rewrite nature. Nature is here to stay, regardless of how you look at it. Whatever is programmed in your body is there for a reason and a reason only. You know it's wrong to slap your mama. You know it's wrong to talk back to your daddy. But we do it, and we pay a price of doing it. Dr. King literally was getting tired of being sick and tired because he knew he took a covenant with the devil. And his conscience kicked in because all that money didn't stop his ass from getting locked up in Birmingham, getting beat upside the head in Montgomery and Cicero, Illinois, and all these other places. The preachers are turning their backs on him and all that shit. So he said, fuck it. And then when he met with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I don't know what they had the conversation was about, but 9 times out of 10, he probably told Dr. King, hey, this be a man and just speak your damn mind. Because at the end of the day, them folks don't give a damn about you, regardless what you say. You can sit up there and make 1,000. You can make I Had a Dream Part 2 speech. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Them folks still gonna kick your ass because they see weakness in that speech. See, when Dr. King did that mountaintop speech in Memphis, he was literally telling folks that, hey, I'm not concerned about none of this shit no more because here's the thing. These motherfuckers done did everything they could to take me out. So, hey, whatever. If whatever's going to happen to me, let it happen. But at the same time, I'm a man and I'll stand up for me and my people. That's why he said, I seen the promised land. He said, because I know it's going to change one way or the other if I'm here or gone. And when he said, hey, I ain't scared. He said, I don't fear no man. He didn't say, except the white man. I'm scared of him. No, he said, no man. Because he's seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. That word right there was powerful. Because he said, hey, if something going to happen to me, I'm going out with a bang, goddammit. And that's what he did. And that's the speech that we should have been rehearsing in high school and junior high. Not no goddamn I had a dream speech. Because that dream was a goddamn nightmare. Because it was all that. Dr. King still be alive and well. He didn't say anything to hurt white supremacy. White supremacy got hurt because they couldn't get the fact that this man wasn't trying to play the game with them no more. He basically turned the other cheek on their ass because he talked about the war in Vietnam, saying it was a waste of money. That's the same thing Robert Kennedy said. And as y'all know, Robert Kennedy, he's not here anymore either. He died 3 or 4 months after Dr. King was assassinated. The same year, 1968. Dr. King died April 4th, 1968. And I think Robert Kennedy died June 6, 1968. Older in the song. In my hometown, Los Angeles, California. And the funniest thing about his assassination, they made sure that they had somebody that was non-Caucasian to do the assassination. Some guy named Sirhan Sirhan. And that was like the beginning of how they were going to start stereotyping the Indians and the Arabs and stuff from the Middle Eastern countries. He was the beginning of the shit.
Yeah.
I got a clip.
As a candidate for the presidency of the United States, and I ask for your help. There are many areas of the United States in which it's very, very difficult still to go to a college or university. If you're a Negro and you live in the state of Mississippi, to get to a college or a university is virtually impossible. You've got twice as much chance now living in the United States to be drafted. If once you're considered eligible, you've got twice as much chance of being drafted if you're black than if you're white. But I don't think you can have the politics of joy or the politics of happiness when you have to bring in 12,000 troops into our nation's capital, the United States of America, the leader of the free world, because we have such rioting and violence and lawlessness. You think that's the politics of joy? I'm going to be forced to introduce myself. I give you that courageous senator from the state of New York, the next president of the United States, Robert F. I'm going to travel back here to communities such as Sacramento, and I'm going to believe in the presidency.
He was a wise man, I can tell you that much. Very wise man.
Yeah, they took him out for he can get the wheels going pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, they was already afraid that he was going to become president because on how he was moving, because his biggest concern was poverty, and that was America's biggest problem in this country, and he gained on it, and he was working more to that than anything. And even when he said that, why y'all spend all this money on the war in Vietnam, y'all gonna be using this money to stabilize the whole concept of poverty in the Mississippi Delta, the slums of New York and shit like that. Always back out to California, and they literally say, you know what, you talking like a big head motherfucker. You got to be dealt with. He basically signed the death warrant. But you got to ask yourself a question: why every time these guys like this that's trying to do good for the sanctity of the nature of man and woman get compiled, gets assassinated? Why? I'll tell you.
Telling the truth.
Yeah. Because see, like I say, on the beginning of this topic, good is bad and bad is good. You know, when I was young, good was good and bad was bad. But as I got older, I realized good ain't good no more. Good is basically the bad is worse than bad, and bad is better than good. And see, if Bobby Kennedy would have sit up there and said, you know what, I changed my mind. Fuck them goddamn broke ass motherfuckers, and let's just go ahead and support the war in Vietnam. Oh, they'd have kissed his ass. They'd have told Kennedy, goddamn, we're gonna give you everything your heart desire. And they're gonna be sitting up there sucking his dick and talking about how sorry that his brother did. That's how they wanted to look at. That's how this evil ass country look at things. And that's why a lot of us have our little courts as fucked up people. Because a lot of times we do fucked up shit to each other and not even know it. You speak to a person, hey, how you doing? Hey, what you doing? Nothing. You okay?
Yeah.
You sure? I said, okay. Okay. But at the same time, your life is in shambles. You want to fake the funk, like your life ain't nothing wrong with you. But at the same time, you get on Facebook and put your whole goddamn life story out there, talking about some, oh Lord Jesus Christ, and my Lord and Savior, please save me. I'm having problems. So everybody in the world can get up there and say, amen, you're going to get by, and throwing up the prayer hands and all of those shit. You know, like my brother say, want the attention, get the likes up, get the views up. That's what it's all about. Want the likes up, get all the attention in the world.
That's what they want.
And their own time. I see people all the time tell us, I don't want to be here no more. I think I'm going to end it all. I say to myself, in the words of George Carlin, don't talk about it, do it. Because when you talk about it, that means you ain't going to do it.
You ain't?
You'll never tell excuse me, you'll never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You're going to go ahead and do it. That's just like Joe Clark said on goddamn Leon. Don't fuck around with it. Do it expeditiously. Now, go ahead and jump.
I don't want to do it.
Stop bullshit. Exactly. Stop bullshit the frog. You just doing that shit because you want to get a whole bunch of cheers and rah from the crowd on Facebook. And this is the society we live in because they done broke us down to the rape pad. We don't even know how to be. We don't know how to be civilized no more. It took for that shit to go down in Montgomery, Alabama, for some of us to wake the fuck up. And you know what? So much still is kind of rough between the ears because Marlon Wayans said the little shit that he said, and I understand why he said that because he got his goddamn. He's in the club now. He got a little TV show on ABC. I don't watch it because I know it ain't worth a damn. You know, I used to watch the Wayans Brothers back in the days, and I still kind of watched it now. You know, even when him saying the shit that he said, I kind of feel some kind of way. Even watching anything with the Wayans now. And I know most of y'all probably say, well, that's just him. That don't mean Keenan and all of them feel the same way. Well, I ain't seen none of them come in cahoots of saying my brother shouldn't have said that shit. If they ain't speak up on it, they down with it too. They can't say they ain't heard nothing about it. They know. Because he literally said, fuck all y'all. That's what I stand on and kiss my ass. But I say, I can understand that because you're gonna get a coon go. I don't mean call him that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean say that. YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I know they're gonna play.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Saying the C word.
I got you. I got you covered. Don't worry about. Hold on a second. Ready? All right, go ahead. We good. We flagged our damn self. He's a coon. Go ahead, Doc.
gonna email you probably later on tonight or in the morning. Your contents has this and that and another, and it's not right for community standards or some shit. I'm like, what community you talking about?
The damn world's content for everybody, it ain't right for, you know what I'm saying, guidelines and standards. Ain't none of that shit right. None of this shit right.
That's right.
We already just said the opening, you know what I'm saying, topic, you know what I'm saying. Good is bad, bad is good. You got men want to be women, women want to be men. How is that helping any of us in society as far as making us stronger and critical thinkers at that? Looks like it's fucking us up.
Right. Oh yeah, it's really tearing down the energy of natural life, the natural being of man and woman. Because like I said earlier, most women nowadays don't know how to be a woman. No, most men don't know how to eat in. They don't know. I mean, because like I say, a lot of this shit ties in to what went down in the 60s. Oh yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that if they get all these highly influenced leaders like Dr. King, Malcolm X, Kennedy, the Kennedy brothers, Medgar out the way, hell, the Black Panther Party, SLA, the Sneaking Corps, Freedom Riders, all this shit out the way, they knew that they're going to be up for trouble. Because all the shit that they didn't come up with for the Federal Reserve, private-owned prisons, and all the little knickknacks and things of that will come to a complete end. We'll all be on one accord with each other. And they don't want that. They want us to be divided and conquered. They want the white folks calling us niggers. They want us to call them hunkies. They want the white folks calling the Mexicans fixed. They want to call Mexicans call them gringos or whatever. I mean, it's just a mixture of bullshit back and forth all day long. And we too stupid to even realize this shit. Cause like the late Dick Gregory said, I'm not worried about no racist motherfucker from Arkansas and Mississippi. I'm worried about the motherfucker that own GE, Coca-Cola, and all these other big ass corporations. They're the real racist motherfuckers.
That's what they don't understand.
Products they don't use. Anytime exclusive, a woman sitting up there saying that she worked at Coca-Cola and they went out to dinner. True story. Went out to dinner with the CEO of Coca-Cola. They all sitting at the dinner table. They all ordering their beverage. Everybody getting iced tea and water and stuff like that. She said, I want a Coca-Cola. And one of the executives looked over at her and told her, say, are you serious? You actually drink that stuff? Now, this is the people that owns Coca-Cola now. Telling another person that's an employee of Coca-Cola, you actually drink that stuff? So what the hell are they telling you? They give a fuck about us. So that's why I say, when you put trust in the wrong people, you tend to make bad decisions. And it'll hurt you in the long run, because the first thing you're going to be like, I didn't know, I thought they were good too. No. Because these are the same people that was funding slavery. Well, believe it or not, they just ain't going to tell you. But Coca-Cola been around for almost 100 years now. That's the reason why it's the most popular drinking beverage company in the world. I heard a story that was owned by a black person a long time ago. I don't know how true it is. What I know, I remember as a child, they had to change up. They had to stop selling Coca-Cola because, come to find out, they said motherfuckers put cocaine in the Coca-Cola. You remember that shit, bro?
I mean, listen, I remember back, you know what I'm saying, in maybe 80, 89, 90. I was sitting in the barbershop over on Union Street back home. And then the older guy that was in there cutting everybody hair, he still, you know what I'm saying, did the old school things, you know what I'm saying, using razors, laying your back, you know what I'm saying, old school barber. So he got a lot of wisdom on it. And when you're in the barbershop, you get you into him, talk to you, and you put you up on a lot of things, as most barbershop usually does. So He had a pop machine that was in there. And it had, you know what I'm saying, Sprite, 7-Ups, you know what I'm saying? He had some Coke in there too. And you think about it, well, he had the old school Coke, you know what I'm saying, still getting those ones, you know what I'm saying, that had the bottles, you know what I'm saying, with the metal, you know what I'm saying, twist cap on the top of it. And I'm talking about the old school Coca-Cola bottle, the one that first came, the thick one. And so one of the cats was actually, you know what I'm saying, you always drinking on them Cokes like that, you know what I'm saying? Why? He say a lot of folks don't know, you know what I'm saying, but Coca-Cola used to throw, you know what I'm saying, cocaine in the Coca-Cola. That's what made it addictive. True story. Straight like that.
Yeah, because like I said, when I was a young man, I heard they took it out of the store for a little while, and this was like the early 1980s. This is like had in like around 81, 82, and they stopped selling it. And then that gave Pepsi and RC Cola company the benefit of the doubt to sell their shit, because you know RC Cola, you know that's a whole nother company. You know they sell Chapster and Dr. Pepper. I think Dr. Pepper was one of their shit. Tab and all that shit. Well, we had all kinds of drinks back in the day. And Diet Right, remember that shit? We had all
Mellow Yellow, all that shit, bro. Speaking of that, hold on.
Yep, straight like that. And then they brought Coca-Cola back, which took a while to get back on the scene because they were still kind of like, you know, I don't know, because this shit got cocaine in it. I don't know. And they're like, no, I don't know.
I got a Faygo right here. I'm about to crack that.
Yeah, that's some down south shit there. Because they got them everywhere now, but back in the 80s and stuff, and I used to come down here from the south. Some there wasn't no such thing. No, you took them damn sodas out to California. They're like, where the hell you get that from? I said, down south. They say, I should have known. Because you can't buy none of that shit on the West Coast. There you go.
No.
Well, it's out there now, I think it's out there in some parts of California now. But my mom used to throw a whole case of it, and we ship them over back to L.A. Take them back to L.A. with us. You know, I used to like to drink them with ice cream and shit back in the day. I used to have the different flavors like root beer, strawberry, orange, cola, and grape. I thought them sodas was very refreshing right then. Even though I ain't never heard of the company until I come out here. And they come goddamn glass bottles. Now they don't sell glass bottles anymore because they feel like you human beings don't know how to hold some glass in your hand. You're gonna make them fall and bust. So they got it in plastic, like a little kid now.
That's how they got it to reach. And then I found out this also. Any sodas that you buy at the store that's in the plastic bottle, this was, you know what I'm saying, this gem was dropped by the late Dick Gregory. The sodas that y'all buy at the store that's in the plastic bottles, the thing about it, that acid they eats on the lining of the inside of that plastic bottle. So those molecules from the plastic are not mixed in with your drink. That causes cancer later on. That's why they're mostly in plastic bottles now. They want to promote it to you, like, you know what I'm saying, drop it, it won't break. The baby can have it in the back seat or outside, you know what I'm saying, he drop it, it won't bust like that. And you be like looking like, well, yeah, that's a good thing. But as far as a health thing, you're killing yourself. So always get your drinks in the bottle. All of them. If you're going to get any sodas, make sure they in bottle. No plastic. I'm going to leave it at that. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, the Nation of Islam said that canned sodas are not good too because of aluminum.
They not.
Supposedly.
They not. But I'm drinking tonight because they had it on.
Yeah.
I'm drinking it. I'm wrong about it.
A lot of this shit.
I'm definitely drinking.
See, here's the thing. I'll tell you, like, it ain't all this shit is toxic. All this shit is toxic. Ain't nothing good. Hell yeah.
I remember a friend of mine.
If you want to get shit good again, you're going to have to go to war.
That's the whole thing about Last Stand. That's what's got to happen. I hope everybody ready.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean that's the thing, man. I mean they gonna get you anyway. What loose because they see you as nothing. That's the reason why they can do what they're doing because they know you don't care. We don't care. Plain and simple as that. Anyway,
they ain't never cared. That's what I'm starting to find. They ain't never cared. Them fools ain't never cared.
Well, bro, I guess we can back off this whole concept and move on to the real good and beautiful topic tonight. Hip hop turns 50 years old. And the first song that I remember hearing.
Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, right the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. Up to the black, to the white.
Yes, sir. Sugar Hill Gang.
I have to say,
my man, Big Hank.
Bro, I have to say.
Well, go ahead.
Honestly, I'm ashamed of where, you know what I'm saying, the state of so-called music. It ain't even music. Music was meant to inspire you, or you celebrate, or help heal your soul, or put you at a mind state where you're at ease or something like that. This shit they got wrong is just a whole same tempo of self-destruction. From the beat to the lyric. That's all we've been talking about, killing one another. Ain't no other, you know what I'm saying, genre of music doing it. They ain't doing it in country. They ain't telling, you know what I'm saying, if I catch you on stage, your backstab and hit you with a guitar. I ain't heard no shit like that. The heavy metal bands, I mean, sometimes they got to fight, but I ain't heard nobody tell me say, if I catch you out in public, you know what I'm saying, it's on. None of that. Only except in hip hop. And for some reason, our people, here's another crazy thing. Every song that we done put out, I've noticed that, you know what I'm saying, if they was a banger like maybe 10 years ago, if you go on YouTube and you have to be thinking about a certain song, you type it in, you go in the comment section, and then somebody might say something like, still banging it since 2022 or something like that. And then you might go ahead and update like it's still 2023. Those are classics, people, and we don't even see our own music as classic. They've made us disconnected from our own selves so far apart. We so far away from where we need to be at. And continue to listen to this garbage they had out there. We got rappers and stuff right now, people. State of hip hop. We got rappers right now. They gotta have, matter of fact, the Baby had a buy one, get one free as far as a concert because they can't get the number. They were throwing water and stuff at Drake the other night, or a couple of weeks back. Because people already know this is God. It's hot God. It ain't no music. And so having been 50 years later, I'm looking at it like, wow. Wow. How far we fallen.
Well,
but for them that, you know what I'm saying,
a lot of people don't know. No, go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you got a chance to catch, you know what I'm saying, the concert that they had. I think it was New York. Lauryn Hill made her debut on there. Nas was on there. A couple of folks, they were just doing the 50th anniversary thing over that way. I don't know if everybody got a chance to see that. But see, that's something that everybody should have been still talking about. And the state that it's in right now. Something like, what can we get back to greatness at? Nobody's talking about that. Because it don't mean nothing to them. They made it to the point where what we put out don't mean nothing. And it's sad. But go ahead, dog.
Well, I was going to say, a lot of people don't know that hip-hop was a part of the whole concept of our culture is concerned as how we live in our lives in the 60s on back. Believe it or not, that's where hip-hop started. it started off with everything that we seen, but not just us, because when hip hop came out 2-3 years before, we were one. But we are a part of the hip hop generation, as they say. But yeah, guys like Chuck D will tell you what he can remember as a little boy growing up in the 60s, because he's much older than us. And he said that everything that he rapped about was reflecting on everything that went down in the 60s on back. And a lot of rappers took that same persona and did the same thing that he did. But before then, rappers just was rapping about their way of life and their surroundings, you know. And even before then, Kool Herc, DJ Kool Herc, was the godfather, the father of hip hop, who created this whole concept of making music, taking music and playing it in the carousel fashion to where guys can get on the microphone and say their lyrics without talking over the music. Because back then they didn't have instrumental songs just out there like that. James Brown probably was one of the only ones that I can remember way back in the days that had instrumental songs, because a lot of songs that James Brown cut, he used to make songs that last in the 10, 12, 13, 14 minutes. And he don't even sing or say shit. He'll just say a song in 4 or 5 minutes into the song, but like 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes into the song, it's just instrumental. So a lot of times rappers was taking those songs and rapping off of it and saying their rhymes, and they were rhyming about their daily lifestyle, what was going on in New York as far as the poverty situation was concerned, how politicians did shit, and how this was that it was this. And nobody wasn't really listening to hip hop like that because it wasn't really known then. It didn't get known into the mainstream until 1979 with the help of Sylvia Robinson. You can look her up. She's the one who's the creator of Sugar Hill Records. And as you may know, she was the creator of the rap group Sugar Hill. They did the song Rapper's Delight in 1979, which was a offshoot of Chic's Good Time song that didn't pay for. And what's name? I didn't even know, but I kind of figured. But Nile Rodgers of Chic took them to court because they was rapping over his guitar rip, and he didn't get paid for it. See, Sylvia Robinson was looking at the money. Well, he sit up there, and her nephew was Big Hank, God rest. I think she, y'all can, if I'm right or wrong, quick me if I'm right or wrong, but she came into the store. He was working at a pizza parlor somewhere in New York, and she heard him rhyming, and she was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "This is what they call rapping." And she was like, "I like that. You need to come in the studio and bring a couple of your friends to the studio and let me record that." Now, what she didn't know was that Big Hank was good friends with Grandmaster Caz. Grandmaster Caz was the rapper. He was one of the first MCs in New York at the time. That was his lyrics that rapping. Instead of him going back and telling Caz, like, "Man, I got you a record deal, man. They like them lyrics that I was rapping that you wrote," you know what I'm saying? He took on his own to claim this man's lyrics. And so the song Rapper's Delight was recorded. And he was standing up there saying he was, because they call him Casanova, Caz or Casanova something. But and he was rapping the man's name. And nobody catched up on it. They were just listening to the damn song. You see what I'm saying? And everybody was like, "Damn, he took he took Cass's lyrics, man. And they got on, and they're like, yeah, Cass, what you gonna do with that shit? So he tried to get in touch with Hank and Hank said, ain't nothing I can do about it. So you already know they wasn't cool no more. But the thing is, that was the beginning of how they started the fuck shit of hip hop was starting to crumble even before it even began. Because when he started moving to the early 80s and the mid 80s, hip hop was still getting its feet wet. You know, you had LL Cool J, Run DMC. You know, even though I'm going past, I'm going over my head because the early 80s, you know, you had Curtis Blow. He was like the second rapper that went mainstream. Swoonie G, but Swoonie G didn't get his credit due, and he was on Sugar Hill Records too. But even Angie Stone, she had a rap group. A lot of people didn't know that. I didn't either.
I didn't know that either.
She was a rapper because she was a rapper, and she was on the label of Sugar Hill Records too. And they sell something I cannot think of. I wish I should have noted it down. But she was a part of a little female, one of the first female rap groups of all time, back in 1979. It's going the name of the song. I can tell you the name of the song. I can give you the name of the song. The name of the song, "We Gonna Funk You Right On Up." We gonna funk you right on up. We gonna funk you right on up. And
I remember
she was a part of that group. Yeah, and she was a part of that group. And this was way before she even started even singing R&B. And they shocked the hell out of me because I learned this about a couple of years ago. But moving down into the 80s, you know, hip hop started to turn to the mainstream. It started to cross over because Run DMC joined forces with Aerosmith. And that's when they did the song "Walk This Way." And so it crossed over into the Caucasian audience. So they were like, okay, this is pretty cool. You know, a lot of us didn't think it was cool. Like the real mo on New York, like, oh, that's some little shit. Run DMC on some sucker shit. Cross over the head metal. It don't even sound right, you know. But according to Afrika Bambaataa, hip hop had no prejudice. Hip hop was everything. It was disco, R&B, rock, blues, jazz, everything. It had no prejudice. Yeah. Everything went. So, but anyway, you know, like I said, you had these situations going on. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. And then later on, you get Kool Moe Dee, you get KRS-One, then you get Public Enemy. Now, when you get down to Public Enemy, the rap music started to sound different because now it's getting more political. Because Chuck D was like your modern day Dr. King on a rap microphone, you know, rapping. Because even his voice, he didn't sound like Dr. King when he was rapping. I mean, he was going in talking about situation, and he was also responsible for the Nation of Islam and bringing on Minister Farrakhan at the time. Because a lot of people didn't know who Farrakhan was back then. And his name surrounded in a lot of his songs. Even his voice surrounded in a lot of his songs. So when you started getting guys like Public Enemy coming into the game, then you started getting X-Clan. You started getting King Son. You started getting Prince Akeem and a whole lot of conscious rappers, Hope Righteous Teacher, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul. Everybody just start popping up, giving knowledge of self. Brand Nubian, you know, shout out to the world of Lord Jamal. You know what I'm saying? So the Powers That Be said, you know what? These motherfuckers is coming at us too damn tough. And this is like the 60s all over again. Because they taking shots at us. So the 1991 meeting came about, which basically created a storm that said, you know what? We're gonna get this shit, this so-called country rap off our airwaves. Even though it wasn't really on the airwaves as much, because folks was listening to it just like buying the CD, because they really didn't want to play a lot of those songs on the radio.
No.
But at the same time, you had these song videos coming on BET. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us were watching BET and we watching NWOTV rap. So they literally changed the game of hip hop. It started going from telling you how to love your woman, how to love yourself, how to love your society and do this and do that as a man, as a woman, to telling you bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Telling you out smoking dope, selling dope, robbing, killing, stealing, bragging. If none of those suggestions didn't come about and you signed a contract with any one of those labels, you could not rap. And the young folks, as time went along, they knew later on down the line it was going to be a stair-step situation from Death Row Records to what is going on today. Because Death Row and Bad Boy was the epicenter of the wood shit. All this hip-hop music that you hear, because a lot of y'all, I know y'all young folks out there saying, oh, y'all had the same kind of rap we had. Yeah, of course we did. But it wasn't as deep as y'all shit is now. Now, y'all shit don't even make no sense at all no more. Our shit had to make sense. Because if it didn't make sense, we got talked about. Now, y'all, if we talk about y'all ready to us because y'all know y'all shit don't sound like nothing. And they told you, they write your lyrics. See, you're not an MC no more. Now you're a little this. You're a young that. You're not young. You're not even a man of your own lyrics now. They got folks writing lyrics for you like you're like they're a single songwriter. Right, 2 minutes of some bullshit. Because that's all these songs do. They do about 2 minutes, and then that's it. They go into the next track. So you
ain't lying, because it used to be a time frame where, remember when we used to get, when they used to drop songs, you got 3 verses in the song? You don't get that no more.
I mean, just listen.
You don't get 3 verses.
Listen to Slick Rick. Listen to Slick Rick.
Young little girls already have a child. Bad company. Hey, now you've been framed. Your parents are hurted and ashamed. For ruining yourself. And your mommy can't cope. Hey, little kids don't follow these dopes. As a rule.
Man, I was jammed. You should have let that shit rock.
Nah, Sony would have came after me, bro.
Fuck them.
For real though, yeah, they probably gonna come out and eat them little skits right there. I mean, what? See, Slick Rick was a storyteller at hand, and the thing is, he had major bars, and like I heard say, rappers had what they call bars. They were rapping from one situation to another situation, and that shit stayed on point right along they beat. But did I mention they wrote their own shit because they are the master of their ceremony, or their own destiny, or what they're talking about. And like I say, these songs that I'm playing, these are just a select few of hip hop songs over 50 years. That we grew up off of, that pretty much caught my ear, because that was we went to the 70s, now we in the 80s, now we going to the 90s. Here's the 90s.
Naughty by nature. Give it up for Naughty by nature.
What happened? What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
What happened?
Why you keep teasing the people, man?
They know that song. Because I could turn this damn thing into NWOTV Rap. They're going to show us, give us a red flag then. They're going to show us.
Man, I got it already, man. I'm already flagged. Good.
They gonna sit there laughing at us. They gonna like, you think this is a game, don't you? I know you wanna. I know you want to. You don't want these motherfuckers. You want to be able to these motherfuckers face to face, don't you?
Hell yeah! And I take my chair with.
For real. Cause I know what you're saying, bro. I don't even what the thing is. This is what you let these motherfuckers just get away with too much shit now. I'm gonna play one more, and this is the one. I'm gonna play one more skit, and this right here, it called Error.
Chain roll down, G's up. I see exhibit in the cutting, man. Roll them up. If you watch how I move, you mistake before I play up here. Been hit with a few, but I don't walk with a limp. In the hood, in the lady saying 50, you hot. They like me, I want them to love me like they.
I tell you. What you going? What you saying, bro? I know. I already know. You want me to break the sound barrier, but I can't do it, bro. I ain't gonna do it because I want us to stay fly. I want us to stay.
Well, I already know that's why I ain't got no YouTube. Cause I already know they've been to shut mine down. Cause I'm gonna bang it. I'm gonna talk it the whole round, man. They just gonna have to just go ahead and turn mine on off, and then I was just like, well, we'll just start another one. But I mean, so far,
you know, I read this thing. It said that the reason why situations occur like this is because they say completely that the contents of the person's music that we play consist of certain lyrics that are not being played in other countries. They're just making all kind of excuses to keep us from playing shit.
Who give a damn about what's going on in other countries?
I'm like, who the fuck over there listening to us any damn way? But even though I know that this live do be open in other countries, you know, we had one listening to us from Brazil and Italy and all that shit. But hey, at the same time, shut them down. Don't shut us down.
That's why I want to conform with them. Ain't reason why I want to conform with them.
It's not making no sense.
First and foremost, our music.
It's not making no sense at all.
It's our music. What you mean? I can't listen to my own.
We the one talking about, you know, you just be making money using their music. And I'm like, hell, y'all just stole majority all these goddamn artists that at home broke as a joke. I'm hearing songs on commercials like "It Takes Two" by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock, God rest. You know what I'm saying? I think they're doing it as a potato chip commercial or something.
Yeah, because they want to make money off of it.
Bass ain't getting not $1.
Not one.
Yeah. But they'll tell you Rob Bass owe us anyway because he sampled such and such song. And well, hell, y'all knew that was a sample when he was recording in that damn studio. Y'all knew.
And it wasn't y'all music then.
Y'all was just looking at the.
And it wasn't y'all music then.
Yeah.
I hate them.
I tell you, this is fuck shit. Fuck shit. That's the reason why these young folks don't have the audacity to know about what real hip hop is all about, because they got them so in tune with this stupid shit, and they make it mutiny and a mockery, trying to tell them to say that our music ain't worth a damn. Got you brainwashed thinking R. Kelly can sing songs run ropes around Michael Jackson, and R. Kelly will tell you out his own house, don't even compare me to the king of pop, because I ain't got nothing on that dude. But see, when you don't know history or your culture, then you will say dumb shit like that, because that's how they want you to believe. They want you to believe stupid shit like that, because they say they can sit back and laugh at your ass every time you talk. They're like, this motherfucker don't know shit. They don't know a goddamn thing.
Nothing.
But the thing is, hip hop had basically outlived a lot of these different persona of music, and it made more money than any musical culture on this planet. See, they thought that hip hop was going to be worth a damn. They thought it was going to go belly upwards like disco. But they got to understand, disco was just a temporary thing anyway. It was more commercial. It was basically commercialized music. You know, people just dancing to it. They didn't give a damn because all disco had was a couple of lyrics, and then the rest of the music was instrumentals. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It wasn't nothing else. You know, but even that, you know, disco started to be a little fruit booty-ish too, because the LGBT crew back then took over the dance floor, and the straight men didn't like that, so that's why they got rid of disco. See, men were men back in them days. Now these guys, now they scared to even say anything about it because they scared they're gonna lose something they ain't got no way. Well, we gonna leave that alone. Yeah. But anyway, girl, anything you want to rebuttal anything? Because we didn't got into an hour and 30 minutes on the thing. You want to
rebuttal on everybody continue to work on themselves, continue to look in the mirror, and make it every day better. And I'm gonna lean back.
Yeah, I always say, you know, let's see, you can get out of this here. Yeah, I always said, you know, on the whole concept of all this shit, everybody that tell you that they think they telling you the truth, it ain't always the truth. So never believe the hype. Don't believe the hype, because they could be leading you into the valley of the shadow of death. Always do your research. And always use common sense. Because when you use common sense, they let them know that you ain't to be played with, that you ain't what you mean, and that's all to it. Otherwise, you're gonna fall into the valley of the shadow of death, fucking around. All right, bro. I guess we can go ahead and end this thing, bro. This was a pretty good show. I seen a couple folks check this out tonight, as always.
Shout out to the people. Shout out to the people.
Much love to cuz Derek Tyler. He's always checking us out with and other people. You know what I'm saying? You know, even though they don't say nothing, they listening, because one thing about it, you learn a whole lot by using your listening ear. You know, because like I say, the podcast is called "It's Just Our Opinion." So it means it's coming from a standpoint of what we say is legit, but at the same time, if you feel like it's not legit, then come with the 2 + 2. Prove us to be wrong, because we're not gonna shoot you out and say, I don't want you on the podcast, or I'm gonna block you and act like a little pussy. No, we ain't gonna do no shit like that, because we stand corrected. That's the whole idea of being a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? Stand your square. We all make mistakes. You know, ain't nobody perfect out here. Even animals make mistakes. Insects make mistakes. It's all life. All right, girl.
Yep.
Well, guess we can go ahead and get out of here. And
salute.
I guess we put it on you later.
Just on it. All right, fam.
All right, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. Hope all y'all had a enjoyable time tonight listening to the podcast. We're going to put it on you again, hopefully next week, if everything's all to the good, depending on where I am in the world. It's your boy Chaos signing out. Have a good night. Be safe. Deuces.